William and Zach Zulick, both LGBTQ activists, were accused of sodomizing their adopted sons, now ages 9 and 11. Now, the story became national news, but after their arrest and not guilty plea, all the media attention just suddenly disappeared. That was with the exception of one outlet, Town Hall, whose author, Mia Cathell, scoured courthouse documents, jailhouse calls, and more. Now, what she found was that this story was much worse than those initial headlines. Now, not only did these men who were married allegedly rape the two boys who were adopted through a Christian special needs adoption agency, they were pimping out their children to nearby pedophiles in the Atlanta area suburbs. And by the way, it wasn't just sexual abuse. A family member told Mia that the boys were forced to stand in a corner for 8 hours straight over back-to-back days as punishment. They were only allowed to move to eat or use the bathroom. William was also witnessed slapping their younger son hard in the face. They were just abused every possible way.
I mean, are you worried about the boys? Of where they are, or?
I mean, yeah, but I definitely can't talk about that.
Joining us now is Town Hall reporter Mia Cathell. Mia, what else have you learned beyond what we laid out, and who was it in that tape that we just heard?
Yes, so in the recorded jailhouse tapes that Town Hall obtained, that was one of the adoptive fathers, William, who, in his own words, he describes the armed raid on their mansion, which is custom built and designed by him. And as family observed, their lavish lifestyle just materialized out of the blue about a year after they adopted these boys. They're facing 17 charges, which includes felony prostitution of a minor. In a taped confession, the other adoptive father, Zachary, he admitted to sending this filth, this child pornography, to almost 12 people. So to date, there are still suspects out there, under investigation. We still have not unmasked them. There are no names, but they are circulating graphic videos of these abused boys.
Now, Mia, this 35-year-old Zach Zulick was previously accused of raping a child, but was never charged. So how were these two able to still adopt? And everybody knows I'm the adoptive mother of 3 children. So this story is very, it really cuts me to the core here, as I assume it does for everybody. But how was he allowed to adopt?
That's something that just shocks me. It's just incredible that something like this could have happened. But we already knew that America's child welfare system was broken. But for such a case like this, so egregious, part 3 of my 4-part investigative series, which releases tomorrow, will be detailing everything I found out about this so-called Christian faith-based special needs adoption agency and how a same-sex couple was able to receive services from them. And there's just so much wrongdoing that happened with the state and how they failed these 2 children.
Now, Mia, you report that this particular couple was the darling of the LGBTQ media and even participated in a no-hate campaign. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they were, as you laid out, they were allegedly committing some of the most despicable acts that anyone could do.
Right. They were prominent LGBT activists in their niche community. And so they walked in the Atlanta Pride Parade. They were always networking on social media. And so my months-long investigation was digging into how a suburban pedophile ring could just hide in plain sight. They were using popular social media platforms like Snapchat to send the child pornography and Grindr to connect with other child predators. And this is not just Georgia, it's happening in other states.
Do we know how these 2 boys are doing today?
They're back in foster care. That's all the state will say. And, they were the power, the authority that was the one who took these boys from their previous broken home, from their biological parents. They put them in this abusive household, and they could be with Balenciaga designers for all we know at this point.
Well, we should all pray for those 2 boys, given what they have been through. I mean, we should just all pray for them tonight. Mia, thank you for this reporting. It's brave of you to do it. It's necessary. Thank you.